So, thank you for arranging this. Thank you for having me. English is fine for everyone. Okay, I can go bilingual as well, like Qiuzhou and English maybe. Okay, so first of all, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Joey. I was lucky enough that I studied design for 4 years, and during that course, I was lucky enough to have like special lessons specifically on colors. So we have like a good whole 10 days just to study colors, just to messing around with primary colors, secondary colors, tertiary colors, that kind of thing. So I have like a basic foundation before I even get in touch with any kind of models. So and then I was lucky enough that I have my first Gundam shop in 1992 in Hong Kong. It's called 0092. Yeah, yeah, which is the first one is in Lin Hao and in Prince Edward Station near. And we deal with garage kit most of the case because this garage kit at that time is large. And it was when the 0083 was on OVA, Stardust Memory, at the same time. So so we were the first shop to carry a lot of Japan direct market garage kit. We have to go to Tokyo to go to Wonder Festival, or at that time called JeffCon, and then they changed the name to C3 now, to get the kits. And I was also very lucky enough to have the first Gundam shop in Richmond, like around year 2001, I guess, the first Gundam workshop. And then I deal with Bandai quite a lot, fly over Tokyo and Vancouver like quite oftenly. And then I learned how Bandai runs things. And then I have my second Gundam workshop in a very close area, just by Auckland. The first one was down because of the lease problem. And then we have it running again in the second workshop, which we get to know more people. And but then when we pick up the business and lots of other people selling Gunpla pops up. So it makes life quite difficult. And then it was the year 2007, and me and my wife, we decided to go back to Hong Kong for my music career. So, and then we left Vancouver for about 9 years. And I was also lucky enough, during the year 2010 to 2014, I was the judges for the GWBC in Hong Kong. And they just changed the name from Dengeki to GWBC. I think it's the year 2011. So Dengeki was still Dengeki at first, but it's the same thing. It's basically the same thing. So I have quite some experience with Bandai, the marketing, and how they, of course, I love to build Gundams and other mecha as well, 5-star stories, SF3Ds, now it's called Machine Cragger, and some other weird stuff as well. So you can ask me anything. But this specific talk is about color. So to understand color, you have to observe. Right. First of all, let me just ask this simple question. So I guess everybody knows what is primary color. Yeah. So what is primary color? Can anyone tell me? Primary color? Blue, red, blue.
Colors that everything.
Yellow.
Green.
Yellow.
No, green is not primary.
Oh, that's for the light.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Red,
yeah.
blue, yellow.
RGB is for video.
Yeah.
CMYK is for printing. So for color, like we put on models, or any kind of painting, any surface is red, blue, yellow. We always forget black and white. This is also the primary color. This primary color doesn't compose all the colors in the world without these two guys. So that means in the real world, you seldom see, unless it's artificial, you seldom see primary colors in real natural things. Then you will argue, what about banana? Banana is yellow. Not really. If you look really close to it, it's not really yellow. Can you find something like in a primary blue in real life? Viagra is not primary. You know, it's not natural. And it's not that bright blue as well. Yeah, it's kind of like with some fluorescent pigment in it as well, you know, for the marketing thing. So, okay. Any question at this point? Because this is a really, really important step to understand all the millions and thousands of millions of different colors in between. This is a very important step. So look around you. Look around yourself. All the stuff that we are wearing is not primary.
No.
And it's not even secondary. What is secondary? Secondary is we mix two primary colors together to get a secondary. So gray is secondary. But how many grays are there in between these two guys?
Infinite.
Exactly. So you may argue that his clothes may be, you know, very close to a primary plus primary equal to a secondary color, but I still see some white and black in it. Do you see it? It's not pure purple.
Yeah.
Okay, but so we will see, if you mix these two guys together, it's not pure purple as well, because this is not the pure blue. X4 is kind of deceiving. So that's why we need some white to get the purple. So we'll come to that later. Okay, so we can look at the picture now. This is just a warm-up thing. So this is probably a beef of wasabi, right? And just look at the color arrangement. Don't mind the design, the maker. This is probably one of the finalists in one of the 2017 probably. Everybody see that now? Okay. Next. Hey, what happened?
Which one expanded?
Yeah. So this is a military kind of color. What is this color?
Green.
What green?
Some kind of green.
Yeah, good answer. This is some kind of green. How many tones of green you see? I would think at least two.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just the lighting.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But usually we used to, you know, to get a nice contrast, to get the more definition out of the model. This guy, I know this guy, is made by a friend called Ray. Ray is, he has a workshop in Hong Kong. He's still running it. This is the champion of Hong Kong 2015. It has a nightingale with a Sinaju, the original white version underneath it. See, there's a Sinaju underneath. The reason is that because these two kits are very cheap, dirt cheap in Hong Kong. So it might as well just combine together. Nobody wants that white thing, right? Now they want it because of the new iterative UC thing. So, but it doesn't want the world champion, unluckily. It has some kind of award at the final. So Ray is not very happy. Well, this is his bread and butter. He teaches, he runs workshop, he has apprentice, and he make models for customer. So something like this will probably cost about like 8,000 Hong Kong dollars, which is not a lot. Which is not a lot. If you come to think of it, it's 1,300 Canadian dollars. minus tax. Wow. So he's not happy. I was with coffee with him before I left Hong Kong in 2016. He was still not happy. He has a lot of grudges. So this is a gal plant, something, a beef up.
Brilliant.
It's buried.
Yeah, Barry Ellen or something.
This is one of the Indo-Chinese countries.
Does it win the finals or maybe
No,
just
I think it was champion in their country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember which country.
From where?
I don't know, like Malaysia, Singapore, one of those countries.
Yeah, Singaporeans and Taiwanese and Vietnamese are up and coming.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I forgot to ask you, what is the color? What colors is it?
Green and
Turquoise. Oh, I love turquoise.
turquoise, green.
Turquoise,
Well, it's not true.
greenish
It's not blue enough.
blue,
Yeah.
Just green.
and
It's not pink.
titanium silver
Gray.
for the skeleton and those mechanical parts, right? I think it's metallic. So it's probably like some kind of titanium silver or something. And a light yellow to complement it. You always need that complementary color to, to bring out the details. It looks more pleasing that way. So you always have like two tones of like different hues. We'll come to that special terms. Like light green or dark green. And then you have some highlight to highlight it. High sec is a good, high sec is a good example.
Yellow pipes, right?
Yeah. It's all the vents
Yeah.
or the tits. Okay, never mind about the shape. Just look at the color combo. This is basically one color kind of approach.
Very analogous.
Yeah, but it does have like some kind of camouflage on it. This is his style. His name is Murasawa. He is one of my most favorite modelers these days. So I have a few of his work. This is, believe it or not, is modified from a DJ.
He rearranged it, right?
Yeah, rearranged every single
Yeah.
part. He used all the parts in a DJ
And the additional
V100, no.
No addition.
Wow.
That's his work.
That's amazing.
He's always play around with just one kit. He might have some leftover though. So basically it's just a DJ rearranged. Yeah. So he's really creative. So he sells his own product now.
Oh,
So what is this color?
Orangey beige.
brownish.
Yeah, everybody's have different opinion on it. But that's all right because color is very personal. To some guy it may be like, like the kind of grayish orange. To the other guy maybe it's light maroon. To other guys it may be copper kind of thing or reddish brown.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter how you call it. It only matters can you mix it if you want that color at that time. This is also his work.
Oh, that's pretty.
Wow.
All full scratch from different parts, and we see lots of epoxy here. And lots of bike parts as well. I was building something like this halfway, not exactly the same, but mine have like four different sets of wheels, like using lots of helicopters and bike parts. So look at the colors, particularly look at this guy. It has a lot of blue and white and gray in it. So I hope at the end of this talk, you'll be able to distinguish one color very fast. Like, okay, this is what and what and what and what together in a ballpark. Also his work.
Wow.
Yep, he is very creative. Some of his work are molded into garage kit for sale, but difficult to find. Okay, so we are wandering away from Vanpla. But we'll come back. Because I think this is stimulating, so I want you guys to see it.
It is Gundam, right?
It was a Gundam.
It was a Gundam.
It was a Gundam, now it's something new.
But which one? Can you guess?
Saku?
Yeah.
Saku, right? That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I can't really
you recognize the Zaku part.
The piping and the head.
It has so many parts that it can become two.
Yeah,
There's another guy behind.
Yeah.
that's a Zaku from the chest.
So he used a lot of gray in his color because he wanted the real mechanical and the weight to come out. So instead of the animation color or those more vibrant color, he tends to use like real life color. And he used a lot of wash, so at the end of the current process, it becomes like even more grayish because of the wash. Very similar idea. His stripes are his signature too. Any idea how he put on the stripes? Masking?
Masking? Or those decals?
I'll probably do it freehand, I think.
Oh,
Masking is like,
faster.
yeah, for him,
Oh, no.
for a good painter.
If you use masking with thin tape, wouldn't it?
It's very clean.
It's very
Very
clear.
clean.
Is it sharp enough? Is it really sharp?
It seems.
If
Unless
you,
it's a
if you can
really
double
big
click
one.
on it and enlarge it.
No, this is very small.
Oh my god.
It is not sharp at all.
Yeah.
I think it's freehand because it's way faster and it's more spontaneous as well. Because he can look at the whole thing and then he can just go like this instead of just pieces by pieces. It's difficult to imagine how these pieces will go with the other one. If this stripe goes here, it might cut diagonal with the other one, which it won't look good. So you probably do it freehand. Ko Yokohama use a lot of freehand painting as well. But their hands are really steady. And they do it like every day, every night, so.
People that do pinstriping on cars, freehand.
Oh yeah. Even the molding, the black molding from the window,
Oh,
they
yeah.
use it freehand. Okay, this is a very important one. Not because it's a sentinel, it's because, what is this color?
Purple.
It's like a
Blue.
blue.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
More purple than blue.
actually.
So if you look at some of the animation thing inside the animation, if you freeze the frame and look at it, it's not blue. And red is not red. And yellow is not yellow. Red is usually pinkish red, and yellow is always orange yellow or pale yellow. Because if you put these three together, it looks like Lego.
Yeah.
You have to modify it.
Yeah.
It might work in 1979, but not now. So the original guys has it in the primary color. But after so many years, things have changed and evolved and people want more. And then if you look at it, even if you look at your metal composite thing,
Yeah.
it's not blue.
No, not blue. No.
It's always purplish. So thanks a lot to Hajime Kadaki. He's the first one modifying the blue to the purplish blue, and the red to the pinkish red, the yellow to the pale yellow or mango yellow. This is a very important model, that's why. Naoki, lots of gray, which means a lot of white and a little bit of black. But the question is, I want to ask you guys, maybe the monitor is playing a trick on you guys too. You know between warm gray and cool gray, what's the difference between warm gray and cool gray?
One has red and the other one has a drop of blue.
One guy is yellow and the other is blue.
One's
right?
warm, one's cold.
Yeah, the warm one is yellowish
Yeah.
Okay.
or orangey-ish,
Okay.
and the other one is bluish, so that's why it's warm and cool. Warm gray and cool gray. These two guys doesn't match good together. If you put like a warm gray thing against a cool gray thing, it won't look good at all.
Does that go with all other warm and cool versions of colors?
I won't say that.
Okay.
There's always an exception, but for gray. So if you're decorating a home, if your wall is warm gray and you put a cool gray, like kind of bluish gray kind of couch against it, it won't look good because it's actually contrast color. Ever so slightly, but still contrast. So this one, because of the orange, I would say is in warm cool.
Warm.
Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Definitely warm.
There you go.
So an example of cool gray would be like the Zeta Plus C1, right?
More new. That guy's probably more neutral.
Okay.
We will come to that.
I'm trying to think of what the orange would look like against the cool gray color.
It makes it stand out even more.
Yeah.
So people can shoot you like from a
Yeah.
distance. It may not be a bad thing, so you
Unless
can
you want to
retire
be
like
shot,
faster.
Sorry, Joey, just a quick question. Could the warm also be attributed if they use, like, say, a warm light source to take the photo?
Of course. So color could be, photo could be tricky
Yes.
unless we have the real thing. But we can take out some of those guys out and discuss later on. Oops. Oh, no. Okay, so you recognize this one? I'm blood.
I'm blood.
Yeah, this is probably a Kobayashi version. Yeah, he always like to fool around with things
I like the design.
if it can stand.
Action based.
It looks good.
Yeah, 1-to-1. Yeah. So what color is it?
Gray,
Grayish blue.
grayish blue, and then
Navy
The
blue.
gradual change, kind of like a dark navy or German gray. German gray is actually a very sophisticated color.
German gray.
Yep, if you take one Tamiya German gray out and try to replicate it, I can dare you. It's a really complex color.
okay.
Germany, during World War II, they developed this German gray, especially for military stuff. So they have like a really natural camouflage elements to it. It's German engineering.
This model kit, would you like, since we're talking about warm color and cold
Yeah.
color,
Okay.
is it tends towards a cold color?
Yep. Like a cool gray. Yep. Yeah. So that's why it works with the navy blue
Yeah.
or the dark navy blue. So it used the red to contrast it out,
Okay.
and the yellow for the highlight. See the yellow?
Yep.
The yellow is also grayish yellow.
Is that a model or an illustration?
Illustration.
Yeah.
But it's not very strong yellow. Like, it's very subtle. It's just tone.
Yeah, it's gray. It's grayish now.
Yeah.
Let's use that word. It's gray down.
It's gray down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually it's gray down because you don't want it to stand so much.
Catch all the attention.
Yeah.
It makes the model looks like distracting if you try to look at it. Especially some little spot just stands out, like pops out like too much. Then you lose the integrity of
Okay.
the form. Yeah.
Okay.
What color is it?
Desert.
Earth.
Yellow.
Mustard.
Earth.
Brown coffee.
Depends on which planet you from.
Wow.
That's pink.
And some
Or it
green
could
in
be
it.
bright yellow.
Do you see some green in it?
Yes.
Neither.
Flower.
No.
It's down.
You don't see any green in it? I dare
Dark
you.
green.
Could you enlarge it a bit, please?
Okay.
Yeah, some green on the shadow.
Oh, yeah, okay, I can see the green now. Right there on the clothing here.
This is a Kobayashi
Yeah,
original
right there, yeah.
illustration.
Yeah.
So Kobayashi's colors are quite complex. Okay, we'll come back to this one.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
That as a kid.
Hyperactive.
Did they make a kid of this?
No?
No.
What color is it? The main color?
It's
Green.
Green, white, yellow.
Some little bit
Light
of
bush
blue.
green.
Yeah.
possible to zoom in.
We'll probably start with, okay, zoom in, okay. We probably, to get this kind of grayish green,
Yamato.
the fastest way to do it is to use the military color.
Yeah.
But it's in flat, so you might want to semi-gloss it up. But it's really fast using the military. You know, XF Tamiya has the best military colors, you know, and the cheapest one as well. But you know, it's water-based, so you have to prime your bottle, you know. So if I want to achieve this color, I would probably start with a light gray, and then I would drop the green in, drop by drop, and see what, you know, and stop when I get it. That's correct. If you start from green, it takes forever.
Yeah,
Because this is more gray than green.
it is.
Yeah.
So we always use the base color to start. Just like if you want to mix a green from the primary color, which color you will take out first?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Otherwise, you will mix like a whole bunch of, you know, two big bottle and then you still haven't got the green. Hey, this is looks like Simpson. Okay. Wow, so many colors. Yokoyama, he used a lot of wash, so the color could be like really distorted and getting more complicated after it's finished. Yeah, he used a lot of wash, like. So, can I divert your attention to the yellow plate here? You see a mango there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because we'll come to that. Okay. You may have seen this one before. Solomon Express. So it's one of a side project Kobayashi was working with together with Dengeki when Dengeki magazine first came out. It has a whole 4 issue of Solomon Express. So this is one of the manga saku. He built it with a PG as well, using 2 Coca-Cola can at the back. Yeah, it comes in handy. Or 1 Red Bull. What color is it? Now you see it's not green, right? Now you begin to understand it's more gray than green. The real life is actually like that.
Dude, I'm at angles, like, let's see.
No, I can only find this one. You have to find the old Dengeki.
Yeah.
You just search Solomon Express, you'll find something. It has an RX-78 as well, and a dome, and a rig dome, and some others. So this is another Kobayashi stuff, probably from the same series as the last one, but this is on a different perspective. You see different types of green in it, right? And also is again highlighted by the mango orange and some very maroon kind of brown, but you will think it's red, right? I'm talking about this one.
The suit?
No, the
Oh,
The girl, yeah, the suit. It looks red.
Yeah, it feels red, right?
Because
It feels
put
red.
it next to the green and make
Yeah, but if we isolate it,
yeah.
it's brown. Because it's next to the green, so it brings out the complementary color. Green complementary color is red, right? It brings out the complementary elements optically It's an illusion. But if you use real red on this one, it doesn't look good. It has to be in the same kind of grayish or hue. Hue, H-U-E. So if you people like play with Photoshop or or Lightroom, when you adjust your photos, you use the hue ruler to adjust the color, right?
Purple.
Not just the saturation.
Green.
Hue is not. That is tint.
No,
That is
the
tint.
difference.
That is tint. Tint. It's called tint.
Difference,
Yeah. Hue is the value. Hue is very tricky. I come to explain that later. Okay. Oops. This is very small. I can only find this guy. So this is the original Kobayashi design for the animation Samurai 7. It's a humongous, the old kind of thing. And it's called a red spider. Amazingly, they come up with a kit. But it's a total flop. The company bankrupt right after this. Because they come up with a finished, like already paint, kind of semi-assembled kind of kit, humongous, like, I remember it's about 128,000 yen, which is about 108,000 yen, which is about 1,500 Canadian.
Wow.
Initially. And then it drops down under 100,000 yen very fast. And then my friend got one of his around 50,000 yen, which is about like 600 Canadian. So they lost a big chunk of money, even though it's like limited production. Because the color is so bad, you have to paint it all over again, and it's not real resin, it's just, we call it cold cast. But what color is this one? Cold cast is kind of like cheap.
Lots of whites, pink.
Grayish pink.
Yeah,
Rusty red.
yeah, now you get the idea. Yeah, now you get the idea. Yeah, you guys are catching up really
Did we see
quick.
the previous one? What was supposed to be like?
That's just the CG look. So
Yeah. Well, yeah,
But animation, you have to be brighter, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the saturation and the hue and the value has to be brighter to catch the audience attention.
yeah.
But the real thing always has a lot of, this one may be too dull. It needs some highlight to bring out the details. I would kind of like paint a small detail from those tiny parts of it, at least the vent, so that it has more details.
Is this what it looked like under the box, or is this somebody already putting their work?
I don't know, maybe somebody like refinish on this guy.
Okay.
Out of the box is even worse than this one.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's a total fraud. People just, when people are spending that kind of money to this kind of kit, because it's only because of Kobayashi fans. So they won't mind wash all the color, prime it again, and redo the whole thing, or even modify a little bit as well. So, but it's a Kobayashi thing. So. Okay, this is the end of our first slideshow. I have a second one coming up, so we can turn this off for now. How do I-
Oh, no,
Just close it down, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay, now we're going to talk about colors. Primary color. Secondary color means mixing of two primary colors. So if you mix these two guys, like in a perfect world, you will get
orange.
okay. Yeah. So not necessarily 50-50 though. To get orange, probably more yellow than red to get the right orange. Okay. These two guys, what you get?
Green.
Yeah, probably like more yellow than
A lot.
blue. Yeah, to get the middle green. Okay, what about these two guys?
Purple.
Gray. grayish, you will get grayish purple because there's a lot of gray inside this blue. This is not a pure blue, but it's okay. So that's why sometimes we cheat. We use the other brand to do the Gundam blue. Only the blue.
Only the blue.
Yeah, we use the other brand. And so hopefully you got purple or some kind of, purplish thing. Maybe not this pure, but some kind of purplish.
What's on the desk, is that pure purple?
Well, I can't say it's pure, but it's more purple than these two guys come together for sure. Because these two guys come together, you need some white to bring out the purplish, to bring out the brightness of it. So this is called a secondary color. It's the mixing of two primary colors. So what will happen if you? So also we cannot forget these two guys. So there's tens of millions of gray in between these two guys, right? Those were all secondary colors because we only mix two primary colors together. But what if we mix two secondary colors together? Then it becomes a tertiary color or the third generation color. Actually, the whole world, if you look at real life stuff, is mostly tertiary colors.
So that's two secondary colors mixed together.
Yeah.
So green and purple, orange and green.
Or maybe you add a gray to a blue, to a green.
Green. Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is to try to mix some color. Do you guys have all those primary colors?
Yep. Black,
Okay,
white, blue, yellow, red.
Let's see how you should do things. Okay, I want to mix a little bit. I will start with green because that's my favorite color and it's very relatable to Saku or tanks or stuff. So brings out a lot of memory. I can't remember the last time I do this action. Probably 10 years ago? No. Probably maybe 8 years ago. I was doing a demo for the C3 convention. They want me, they want a celebrity to have some display at the exhibition. So they asked me to do one. I ended up using the rose guy from UC, taking out the leg and becomes like a Kobayashi thing. Still have the rose coming out. Okay, can we use this one?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need. Can I use this one?
Yes, that's there for you. It's all there for you.
Okay.
And then the cloth there is a moist cloth, so you can
Okay.
wipe.
Okay. I'm gonna need more green because I'm going to demonstrate what you can achieve with a really basic green.
I'm trying to wash that
Yeah.
before you wash it
You
off.
can just use this one.
Yeah,
Just be like to wash it off.
Yeah.
Wash that up.
you want to scatter closer if you want to see better. Forgot to do it. There used to be a thing that you just put the bottle and then it will shake for you. You pull a switch and then it just.
Bubble tea.
Yeah. Those mini bubble tea.
When I was in, doing mass production phase,
We definitely.
I finished one master grade, like from cut the first thing to prime to finish the whole thing deco in 10 hours. And I can deliver it to the customer. All things, all decos. Okay, see the difference? Probably need that much. Because of it. You don't put too much. get a little thinner for me? Yeah. Some out.
How much do you want? Okay, you can decide.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it?
Yes,
All of
yeah.
it.
Okay.
All.
No, all of it. Okay, it's good
More?
enough.
Do you want
It's
more?
good enough, good
Okay,
enough.
okay.
See, you only need that little brew because it's very dominant.
What's the ratio?
2 drops.
Two
The
drops.
ratio is
Yeah, yeah.
probably 1.8576 to 10.
That's current.
No, we use it like, you know, 眼尺中文叫做 is just use your size, just use your eyes. This is more like a, you know, like a lime kind of middle green. But this is good to start. Yeah. Any fruits you can relate it to? Okay, now
Looks
we're
like
gonna-
lime.
Avocado.
Yeah.
No, it's a bit dark for avocado, I think.
No, it's not dark.
It's not dark enough to be avocado.
No, you have the meat or you have the shell?
No, the meat is multiple color.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's yellow to.
Yeah, it's from yellow to
So
avocado.
this would be the avocado color of the greens part of it.
Well, when I was
It's
in
more like
Virginia,
sandlot mushroom.
I just call that current green.
I call it green pea,
Green what?
青豆,
Tin up.
green bean. You look like green beans?
Those more like
Snap peas.
Slow light for green beans.
Snow pea.
Pass me
still
the
fat.
pipette, I'll clean that too.
Or in a baby
No,
fruit.
we can.
Or something you throw out,
the
you know,
water.
vomits kind of.
It's kind of tough to wash actually.
Or something come out from my nose a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
Wow.
you need to
You
see
know we are recording.
Great doctor.
You know we are recording.
I know. But I do the editing, so.
It's okay to be radioactive.
Would you like to state their last, last words in the testament?
Okay, now we're collecting this sample because I want to add different grade to it. So we will see the difference. This part is done. This one is okay. Thank you. Now we make some grade. Can you wash this one? So which color first?
White.
Very obvious, right? I think we need some thinner onto this slider before they dry it. Dry it like really fast. This is for thinner.
It's okay, we also have more pipettes here.
Okay. Faster. Oh, oops. Too fast. Okay, now it's black. So we want to be really careful with the black because it's so dominant that you will regret it. You probably don't need this guy. Probably just need this part. See how fast it turns? Maybe just a little bit more. Okay. It looks warm. How come it looks warm? It doesn't look neutral to me. No, because of the plate. The plate is in a warm gray, so it appears to be warm. It's actually neutral. It's actually quite neutral. I need another,
Brush.
yeah, another sucker for the thinner. Put some thinner here for me. Now we can call this one like the 10% gray or 15% gray if you like. If 100% is black. Great, okay. So we're going to add this gray onto the green, see what happens. Let's use this one. See the changes? I'm going to need papers now. Okay. And then I have something to draw on. Okay. So this is the second green we have. This is the original one.
It's drying up already.
That's okay.
That's supposed to fit all right.
Yeah. Thicker is better. More opaque, so you see the real color. Like that. See the difference? Already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we add more black to it. To get like a darker gray. Ever so lightly. Oops.
Don't worry about the table.
It's okay.
Okay. So.
Oh, yeah.
Just use a new brush, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, this is the gray brush.
It's gonna need more bigger
For the green one?
for the gray.
No, I think it's fine. A couple of drops.
Yeah, that was something. Yeah. Too thick now. Difficult to maneuver. I want to make like a bigger contrast, so
That's good.
yeah, thank you. Just to save time. Okay, if the previous ones is, if we call that one, say, 10 to 15%, this is probably like 20 to 25%, if that's such range. Okay, now we add on to the second one. Never mind that. Okay, it will disappear. Need more to bring it out. You guys ready? Wait until it's dry. Yeah, I can do it. I can use it on a hammer. The Re100 thing.
Hammer.
Yeah. Or any SF3D. Okay, more gray.
Joey, don't worry about the table. Just put the brush on.
Okay, I will lick it afterwards.
Just pour all the paint on the table. Lloyd will clean it up, don't worry.
More thinner.
Oh, yeah.
How do we drink it?
Yeah, you're the thinner guy.
I'm the thinner.
How's it thinner?
Okay,
Yeah, get more thinner.
see?
We got two.
It becomes like darker and darker.
Yes.
So in the color world, we use the value of one color to describe its grayness. So this value from 1 now maybe drop to maybe -3 now. If there's such a ruler for value.
-3 in terms of the gray.
In terms of the brightness,
You don't have to break.
So
If white is 100%, which is 0, then this is -3 or -4.
So earlier was -1.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
And what is black considered? -10?
The other extreme.
Oh.
Minus 100, I guess, or
Well, it depends on your scale,
Yeah,
right?
you can call it grandfather and grandson, you know. See, the military color is coming. It becomes more and more real. If you compare from this guy, okay, we're going to need more black. Go even darker. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. It's very difficult to mix it down.
So it has a little bit of blue in it.
Yep, yep, there you go.
Thinner?
Yes, yes, please.
Oh, it's purple with some lights.
That's good.
Okay. Maybe a little bit more black. This is just one way of like getting different shades of green from one green. This is just one method. You can use other method. There's actually a faster method. I can show you. It's using red. Oh yeah. Using the complementary color. Now the effect is very obvious. What if we put these two side by side? Okay, 2 more steps to go. So this is more like a 40 to 50% gray already. This one. If we talk in terms of like printing, this is probably like 40% gray kind of thing.
so would that be like the neutral gray that we get from the bottles?
Yeah, something like that.
So the final process is like the regular gray from the bottle.
Maybe it's a bit darker.
Good dark.
Maybe
This
I want to
is
go
darker
darker.
Than the Tamiya bottle neutral gray.
Yeah, this is more like a
Dark sea gray or whatever.
yeah, battleship gray.
Yeah,
I would
right.
just ready to say that.
Yeah.
More like a battleship kind of grayish.
Julie, when you say the percentage, like 50% gray, etc.,
Yeah.
you're talking about the percentage of, like, compare between the black and the white.
No,
No.
I was talking in terms of a printing process.
Okay.
Because I'm from that area, I'm a graphic designer. So when we say like 50%, we're talking about, when we talk to a printer, we say, okay, we want a 50% gray. So they will use the dots to give you, they only use black, but they will give you a 50% gray. That kind of thing. Okay, so this is, I think we passed 50% now. Now it's more gray than green.
Oh.
Oh no. Jack did
It's
that.
like, this is good lens. Kit lens. Kit lens. Not bad. Yeah. See the difference? Okay, one last step. want to save this color. This is a good color. If you have some spare bottles or something.
Always.
Go crazy on this one. So you know the difference. So you can do it with orange, you can do it with purple, you can do it with like any kind of. We should have like a lottery or thing.
That has to be like light on the brush and then just wash it. Or just not a light one.
Dump it in there.
Or dump it in the cup. No, the cup.
Chug it.
Oh, this is like the coffee green.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very close to
yeah,
coffee.
you use names to remember it.
Yeah. That's I'm referencing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't mix.
The next one right there.
This is probably Lucy Gray to me. You just name a name that you can remember.
Yeah.
This is probably, you know,
That looks like olive
Mary
oil.
or, you know,
Yes.
it's just a name. But you have
Lucy
to
do,
find,
you do.
yeah, find a name to remember it.
To get your reference points.
Yeah.
Lucy.
Yeah, or Lucille. If there's a grayish yellow, probably Lucille.
It looks more brown now than green.
This one?
No,
This
the,
one?
the,
Because,
the color on the paper.
because, no, when you come to this side, come over.
Also because it's on a white paper, when you put it with other colors, it probably looks green.
But, yeah, well, it should be opaque at the end of the day. It shouldn't be transparent. Because we always prime the model before we paint, so it should cover the gray too. So it should be like solid. But you're right, this is not solid enough.
Yeah, it really looks a lot like gray, like on the paper, but in the cup it looks.
Well, it's still green to me.
It's a little bit, yeah, it's very.
This is gray.
That is, but those little gray blocks right beside, or did you put those as references? Oh, those are actually grays, okay.
Those are actually I want to put, you know, side by side so you know.
Okay.
Because they are from the same value.
Yeah.
If you take this paper to photocopy, these two will look identical. Because the hue is the same. The amount of grayness inside is the same. When you do it like a photocopy thing, they are identical.
You can try.
Yeah, you can try.
Photocopy,
Plug it in.
Hey, see, this is a nice combo. For any saku, you just need these three colors. The joints, the mechanical parts, or the skeleton, the darker armor, the lighter armor. That's your saku. And this is way more advanced than any color from the bottle.
Yeah.
Because you fine tune it. Speaking of the devil,
Avocado.
yeah, who says it's green?
It's yellowish, lemonish,
That's green.
green,
Yeah,
pale.
I don't mind about the nuts, huh?
Lots of white. I guess that's that light.
How do you apply this color to? If you're going to apply to a, say, we're looking at application now. This is kind of file that I compiled like last night that, you know, only using the color from real fruits and then turn it into a Gundam color. Does it make sense to you? At all? There you go. There you go.
Fancy avocado.
It has more
The
grain.
one on the left is like more close to.
Oh yeah, because it always has grayness.
Yeah.
More grain. This is still too pure secondary. This is more tertiary. So you need a lot of grain. Now you can see it. That's why maybe before this talk, you always have problem like, you know, you mix in color and then it doesn't feel too right because it may look like the animation, but it doesn't look good on the model. It looks good on the animation, but it doesn't look good on the model. But even in an animation, it's probably have like 10,000 different kinds of greens. It depends on the surroundings. If there's an explosion, it becomes like brown. It's not even green. So, okay, second one. I need you guys input.
Mango.
No.
How are we going to apply this one?
What color?
Yeah.
Any maker in mind?
Oh,
Methods.
Methods, yeah.
Oh yeah, show them. Or
Oh,
Theo.
Theo. What the heck? What am I read?
this is a modified one with feet.
With regular.
Oh, it has
With
feet.
feet you can see.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I got whole red from blue and red.
With feet you can see. You don't
Yeah.
I'll use this.
Okay, the next one. Use your imagination, guy. Hey, this is really look like this one. We're not too far away.
Zaku.
It has more blue in it too. This one has more blue.
Dude.
Blue, but it's power, but it has more blue. Okay. Did we talk about a hammer? There you go. This is probably the best I ever seen. Look at the Danes and the battle scar. This is really something. It's not a huge model, but look at the Danes. It's in scale.
The what? The Danes?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the battle scar. It has to be in scale. It doesn't make sense if it has a big gash on it. If you blow it up to 100 times, the gap is like that big.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. If you guys are doing like metal damage, scratches, bullet holes, the bullet holes maybe like. So this is not easy. This is not easy at all. This is done by a really good
Lots
model,
of time, lots of patience.
experience and
Perception of what of reality.
Hey, he used yellow to complement it. Can you notice?
Yeah, the pale yellow. Oh, I was quite.
It's
And then-
There's water. There's water. Yeah.
Okay. Help. Any idea?
Pineapple.
Any idea what the Gundam is?
And you know,
Or the pineapple?
yeah, how do you apply this color
You need a pen.
to a gunpla?
What's orange again? I don't know.
More time for you to think.
Oh, well, I'm thinking seed line for the goof, but then that was a remake
Wait.
of, that was orange. The Heinz goof.
It's more like an archive question now. Like maybe yeah, this is in gold, but you know, close.
All right.
This is the Phoenix Free, right?
All gold.
This is a totally rip-off, copy yourself kind of garbage.
Yeah.
Oops. More pineapple. What should we do?
We need a pen.
Okay, this guy.
Oh, this guy.
This is exactly
Yeah,
orange
this one.
and green.
A pineapple of all mix.
Yeah, the Shima. But of course, the one in the UC is different. That one is blue and green, right? That's a more military, real type. Oh, something there. You know, it's more like a modification. If we turn the red into green, it might work also.
Purple.
But you know, not the bright green, but the military green and the military yellow with the grayish in it. You know, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. That guy looks pretty good from a distance. Who made it? Who made it? You made it?
I make that.
Oh, okay, I'll check it later.
My goodness.
Okay, this is obvious. This is too obvious.
Wasabi.
Wasabi.
Yeah, any sharp stuff will do, I think. more strawberry.
So is this how
There you
designers
go.
think? They think in
Fruits.
fruits?
No, I think fruits.
I think in fruit.
I think it's really.
I think everything in
Equivalent
fruit.
to animals, to us being
No, it's just, you know, it's just, no, it's just something that, you know, to show you guys that you can get inspiration from real life.
Fruits.
Don't go to the grocery stores and look at it.
Okay, hey, this is a more dark, kind of maroon.
Overrated.
More happy.
Actually, I cheat a little bit. So the next one is a McLaren. But it's so identical,
Is
see?
that beige
Right.
inside?
And the green at the back as well.
It looks like beige.
But it has some purplish, you know, that kind of color change kind of paints in it. So if you look at this side is red and you look at this side is purple kind of thing.
Okay. Is it because of the background that like affecting?
Oh, because of the paint.
Oh,
Some-
because of the paint.
Yeah,
Okay.
they use the
color shift.
color shifting. They have blue to red kind of thing, or blue to purple. Okay. But there's gotta be a guy that is identical. What about him? I think this is done by one of the guy that I failed in 2013 or 12. He was so mad. He wants to win the Hong Kong side. You know, his thing is so, you know, immaculate, like so metallic, four-sided finish. But that year, Yi Day won the first prize. Yi Day with the gigantic Plus kind of thing.
Oh, I remember
integrate.
that piece.
So the 144 thing becomes like that big, and it can transform. So, but this guy won the first runner-up. So we went down to smoke, and he said, "How come you didn't give me the second runner-up? You know, because," and I told him that because that year we want something more artistic. So we end up choosing a kind of like a it's a Gundam Zero coming out from a tree. Did you see that one? In watercolor. Yeah, a Gundam Zero coming out from a tree, kind of Teo Yamasaki type of cartoonish.
Yeah.
And the model's name is Joanna Chen. So the reason that this guy was so mad that he lost to a girl,
Wow.
which, you know, sought to the wound. Okay, this is all.
Camphor.
Yeah, never.
But camphor is not as dark as that one.
Or maybe
Not bright.
now we are coming to the, you know,
Titans.
Hajime Kadoki kind of.
Or the Titans color.
So to me,
Yeah, Titans.
That's why he's like,
Or the Advance of Zeta,
Oh, yes.
AOC.
Yep.
I have a McLaren.
And you
I can't help it.
You see McLaren,
Yeah.
you will transform into
the Toki version.
Now, look at this color. This is very important. This is obviously a double Zeta, but blue is not blue. Red is not red.
White's not
Yeah.
White is not white.
white is not white, it's a little bit
Yellow
greenish.
is not yellow.
But it's pretty.
Gundam is not done.
So this off-white has some green in it.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Just like the Regis. The Regis has a lot of, we call it like the eggshell kind of off-white, but not from the chicken, but from the duck. Duck eggs is kind of like a bluish green, like a peppermint, kind of like peppermint. Handan, yeah, there you go.
The salted egg.
Oh, that,
Yeah.
Enterprise blue.
Those are duck egg, right?
Yeah, those are-
Yeah. And even the eyes is not green. So this is very important. This little picture here demonstrates it's not Hong Wang Lan Ba Hak anymore. It's not red, blue, green, white.
Not a toy color.
It's not what it seems to be.
Because they only got concept, right? Because we are conditioned to Gundam should be like red, blue and yellow and black and white, right?
Pink.
Right, right.
So you
But it can be like,
go-
it can be varies. Okay. Now, this is a different kind of blue. It's almost has some kind of fluorescent color inside. Probably because of Photoshop, I know. But,
It's more like how they take the pictures.
yeah,
It's great.
yeah, or how they retouch it.
Yeah.
And then, but I find this guy.
Handful. Yes.
Oh, but you know, if there's some improvement to this guy, what should you do?
So a little bit of red.
Oh yeah,
Color red or yellow.
yeah. I would think yellow would do.
Yeah.
A pale yellow.
Yeah.
Also, I would just a little bit accent white. Like it's missing some white decal.
White
That's what
also,
I'm saying.
yeah, white. They have some white here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
on
the-
the spike. Yeah.
I think
But
yeah.
you're right. White or yellow is very similar to do the tricks.
Missing a focal point like that.
Yeah, it has to highlight it because, like, you know, the whole skeleton is almost one tone.
Yeah.
It actually has two tones. It's a metallic and just gray. It's a grayish metallic and a gray and a flat gray. But you know, it doesn't look obvious enough. So, but you know, it's his preference, right? So it's never right or wrong. It's just that whether you like it or not. But when we do the judging in the GWBC, we always have like a purpose, what to choose from for that year. If you know, if Yamaguchi-san tell me that okay, we need to sell a lot of high grade this year, so we will pick high grade. That's it. So, hey, the new seal is not selling at all. Let's pick a new seal. Okay, fine. You know, then we'll pick a new.
Do they straight up just tell you that?
Or we'll have meetings.
Oh, wow.
We have like you know, maybe we sort out like the 10 best from shows. It's all marketing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, GBW.
You don't want this in a video, right?
It's okay. You can take it on the website. I mean, I don't mind. You know,
Okay.
It's
No,
something
no, no, no,
that
no, it's because right now what's happening in the States right now,
Everybody wants white.
it's like, everybody's going, it's exploding right now.
That's good. Yeah, yeah.
Everybody
Yeah, you have to
Don't say anything.
think in terms of marketing. You win
Yeah.
in your face.
Yeah. All right.
No, because it's you know, it's just how things goes. Like, but you know, sometimes it's not just marketing. It's something that the R&D division of Bandai wants to go in that direction, or they need something fresh for change. Like sometimes they want, okay, this year we want like really artistic approach. Then that year, that champion would be like so weird, like maybe organic stuff coming out from Gundam.
Maybe that Rose and Zula. The Rose and Zula.
Yeah, that one I did for the Steve But I found him.
Oh.
Wow, this is exactly that combination.
Yeah.
Then you can't get purple.
Oh, I don't know. Could just be that brand.
Need bigger hands.
Now you're screaming out at them.
They're coming out with a kit with bigger hands.
Yeah.
Premium Bandai. It's all marketing. Nice. Don't fall for it. Just use buy one master grade and buy one high grade, and they you have bigger hands.
Wow.
Joey knows it's a no P-Band.
Say no to people.
Yeah, option point.
P-Bandai sucks.
Yeah.
What do you need P-Bandai for? Always tell Adrian.
Okay, we got it on tape. safe, right? That's our fucking right.
That'll be the opening.
That's our meme for 2019 right there.
That'll be the opening shot for the video.
We need to put our t-shirts and cups.
Adrian, you don't need to be bad at Adrian.
It's Adrian's mom.
Yeah.
From Joey.
No, you gotta have Adrian's face in there.
Of course, yeah.
Right?
So if you look at the details, it's pretty cool. It's done a lot of work inside.
And then the two shade of the same too.
I'm still.
Yeah.
This is the tealish green. And I'm just going through the thing. I'm like, wow, this is actually great.
Three shades of.
Okay. This is the really last one. This is a picture I took. I don't know how many years ago. It's now in one of the restaurants, in a French restaurant. Anyway, this sparks me to find stuff that looks like this color. And then I found him.
Joey's really just a car show.
Oh.
I don't give a shit about my class at all. It's just that. But sometimes we got inspiration from the car show. Because it's on real mechanical moving things. So if you can recreate that kind of paint,
That's a physical example of the curves and stuff like that.
oh yeah. We got like inspiration from that.
Plus, there's already an artist that went through and did the color and paint.
Oh yeah. But you know, they usually they pick the loudest one as possible to stand out in the show with the bikini girls standing beside. Anyway, okay, that's the end of it. So, okay, let's check the color again. Not all dry. Okay, so you guys want to come over here, have some sharing. Yeah. You can cut yourself, you know, something like this to get inspiration from pictures. You see how many greens are there?
Yeah.
From the darkest one? Here maybe? This is still green.
Yeah.
Lots of blue at the back.
Yeah. Looks like turquoise.
Okay. How many gray are there?
50 shades of gray. 50.
There's blue, there's purplish, there's purple, gray, there's white, the neutral.
Do you see a Zeta Plus here somewhere? Or detail of the skeleton? The frame?
So Joey, is this cool?
This is more on the cool side.
Yeah, cool.
It has blue. There's
Yeah.
a lot of blue.
Yeah.
Or purplish in this case. But still on the blue side.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? So always look for inspiration from real life.
Whoa.
What do you see?
Pinkish. Purple, pink, purple.
Oh, I'm glad I hear purple.
Orange, white,
I don't think it's pink at all.
lots of purples.
Yeah, more.
Yeah.
This has the orange on it. So
Yellow.
yeah. Cubely. Or some.
Cuba is much more blue than that though, right?
Well,
Depends which one, the mass
Because the
production.
Rosen Zoo was closer to that.
It really depends.
Psycho Gundam Mark II.
Yeah, it really depends on your reference. I mean, this is more pink.
Oh, red. Reds, pink, whites.
This is probably like if you use the dark one, complement like a pair. Probably this one and this one somewhere.
Oh, okay.
So it's really harmonized. It's harmonizing itself. It has like a higher value of pink and a lower value of pink, which means that this one is brighter than this one. This is somewhat subdued, a little bit. See, this is way brighter. But if we apply it to different armor parts, then you have a system. You always have a complement, you know, like a pairing, usually have a pairing color, and then a complementary color to it. That's, you know, this is a real basic appealing. I see Marasagi here. I see a huge Marasagi here. See? And here? That's your pair.
That's your Saku. Char.
Yeah. Or Gundam Origin Saku. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Charzaku.
Yeah.
No, Char's Gundam.
Yeah.
Is also there.
But
What's the one from the?
it has a lot of gray in it. It's not a pure.
Warrior one.
It's not
Yeah,
a
Warrior.
Warrior.
Yeah.
Not warrior.
So it's how you, it's really how you look at colors. Okay, this is interesting. This is not a regular pair, but it could be a pair. It really depends on how many parts you're on which color. So if this one is mainly green with a purplish highlight, it will work. Like this. But if you go like 50-50, it might not work. It looks like kind of stupid, like.
Oh, so using that lets you be able to say, okay.
If you're more purple but a little bit green, it may also work.
So that kind of tells you your constitution of the kit saying, okay, I want 75% purple and 25% green, for example.
Yeah, something like that.
Ah, okay, I see.
Some colors is not meant to be together to look good, but it can be looking good as well.
Yeah.
It just depends on how
much each one
how
is
much surface
competition.
are. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So that has to get taken into account as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is more green than purple, so it will work. So using purple to highlight the kit, or the other way around, using green to highlight the purple.
Okay.
See?
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
So basically, what Joey is trying to say is, sorry, can we just go back to here? It says this works because this is green,
Yeah.
right? And you see in this box, green takes up the majority of the box. So on your kit, when you're thinking about a custom color scheme or whatever, the majority of it you want is this green color, but you highlight with the purple to bring it out a bit.
Yeah.
Right? So this is a tool that you can use to say, okay,
Inspire.
what color, not just what color combination, but also what
Ratio.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
ratio of it,
Yeah.
on the,
Yeah.
not the exposure, but
No,
on the kit.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
So you want most of it in this color.
Or you can do it like in the other way, like purple is your main color, but you use this light green to highlight it, to complement it. I would say like maybe 85% to 15% is more safe than 75 to 25 is still as symmetric. It's
Right.
still
Okay.
leaning towards symmetric. I would say like 85 to 15%, or even 90 to 10.
Right, right, right.
But you want like two purple,
And the black part is like more like the inner frame
or the high, or the mechanical line.
and mechanical line.
Yeah. Or the frame. Yeah. You see a Gundam here.
Jagu.
Yeah, maybe it's just me. I see things like very strange.
Actually, I can kind of see that in like the high noon.
See, this is a mild MAK color. This is not gray at all. Now you see it.
Yeah.
See, a lot of
Yeah.
green in it, and a lot of brown in it.
A little
See?
bit. So this is a warm gray.
Yeah, you can put it on any tanks. This color.
A warm gray.
So, Joey, according to this technique here, so if I went by what you said here, more green than purple, right? If I were to take the high new right there and do more green and then just use the purple accents, that would also work, wouldn't it?
The high new,
Yeah.
the heavy armor one.
Yeah,
The full armor?
Yeah. Well, lighten the purple to this purple, and then you have a more of a lighter green.
Yeah, you want to, yes, the only thing that you might also want to do is you want to add gray to both of the color to blend it. To blend it. So that they are in the same hue. Photocopy later, they are the same.
Ah, okay, right. Oh, okay, right. So,
So,
keep the same hue of
Yeah,
green
the
and
grayish is always green like
Hue being consistent is the most important.
Yes, they don't
Oh, yeah.
bind them together, but they
it will look good aesthetically to human eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know how cats think, but you know,
I don't know how cats.
to human eyes at least is It's only harmonization or contradiction.
Right.
In this world, you know, if you look at paintings and you can start looking online, like finding examples, and then you know how come this particular work looks good and this one doesn't look as as
As good.
pleasing as the other one.
Even though they're the same kit,
Yeah.
same done. Okay.
If we go back to the hammer that you just saw, that one is a really great one because that two green just complement each other so well, and it has a supplementary yellow to highlight it. That hammer is way up there. Almost. Yeah, another 5 minutes. Okay, I'm done for this part.
Okay, thank you very much.